In the heart of Provence, in the south of France, a few miles from the prestigious Grand Cru of Gigondas, Châteauneuf-du-Pape, and the legendary Hermitage vineyards of the Rhône Valley, lies La Verrière, a jewel of an estate nestled high up in the dentelle de Montmirail, the spectacular foothills of Mont Ventoux.
It's an ancient estate where agriculture and viticulture have more than 1,000 years of recorded history, and the convergence of soil, climate, and geology, known locally as terroir, is exceptional. We knew we could make good wine here. We invested more than a decade of hard work and resources in order to let the land express itself to the fullest. We wouldn't have forgiven ourselves otherwise.
The wine was named Chene Bleu after a splendid ancient oak tree witness to the estate's long history. The now blue oak seemed a symbol of the conciliation of the domain's history and this new adventurous chapter. In 1994, Xavier Rollet acquired what was then a dormant estate with its 75-acre vineyard. An exceptional terroir with 40 to 50-year-old vines, but everything needed to be done. Commuting back and forth between London and Provence, Xavier enlisted the support of his whole family for this massive project. His sister Bénédicte and her husband Jean-Louis, taking up residence at La Verrière, took the helm of the vineyard and winery.
Bénédicte et Jean-Louis amènent deux choses très complémentaires.
Bénédicte and Jean-Louis bring two very complementary sets of abilities to Chene Bleu.
De la gestion de la
Bénédicte is in charge of the vineyards.
Je pense un petit peu comme
like the land that has constancy, Bénédicte has a calm, patient disposition and an attentive approach perfectly suited to viticulture.
À la gestion d'une activité de culture.
In contrast, Jean-Louis, now in charge of the winery, has a driven and intensely focused personality matched by an exceptional nose and a delicate palate, and well suited to the demands of winemaking, from grasping subtle aromas and flavors to managing the complex maturation and assembly processes all the way to the bottled vintage.
Hi, Sam. This is Nicole.
Nicole, Xavier's wife, heads up many other aspects of Chene Bleu development. A knowledgeable oenophile in her own right, she brings to the project her broad-based work experience and wine-related training in the US and Europe.
Nicole is Chene Bleu's ambassador. She provides the main connections between our activities here and the rest of the world. With her broad worldview, she encapsulates everything we do here and underpins our forward thinking, which enables us to enrich this whole project with international competencies.
In practice, this open-minded international approach translates into a close cooperation with winemakers and consultants of international repute. Agronomists, oenologists, vintners all feel a special responsibility to help Chene Bleu reach its full potential.
What the clusters look like. My first impression is looking forward to tasting the wine. Because these are very old vines, and the soils are very good soils for vines, as far as I can see.
Le fait d'avoir une approche très fraîche,
maintaining a fresh approach and working with local as well as international enologists helps us further our goal of creating a superb wine, which is appreciated here in France, but which can also earn its respect internationally. It's a lofty objective, but we're all committed to it. We have a responsibility to keep learning and growing in the vineyard as well as in the winery.
Benny and Jean-Louis, who are here year-round, tending the vineyard and making the wines. And they have been working with this vineyard for a decade. So there's a great deal of personal and financial investment that's been put into the vineyard already. And I believe that the commitment, the persistence, the tenacity, the long-term vision of Xavier and his team are what are really key to making great wines.
Here at Chene Bleu, the work ethic that underpins our activities is fueled by our respect for this exceptional heritage that's been entrusted to us, but also by the ability to use all the available resources. Resources such as propolis from our beekeeping activities that we apply in the vineyard. We manage the vineyard organically and naturally, converting to biodynamic practices. We avoid the use of synthetic protection of the vines, such as chemicals, which are so common nowadays.
One of Chene Bleu's distinctive characteristics is its geography. Nestled 1,700 feet high in the protected UNESCO Biosphere Reserve of Mont Ventoux, its complex geological composition sets the foundation for this unique terroir.
Our vines are on the north-facing slopes of the Dentelle de Montmirail mountains, which alternate deeply buried volcanic basalts with Triassic and Jurassic deposits. We match this treasure trove of mineral riches with the vines best able to extract its finest aromas and flavors. To do that, we carefully divvied up the vineyard into mini blocks. Combined with our biodynamic practices, high altitude and local weather conditions, this mineral complexity gives the vine a unique potential, that of producing a wine that marries structure and power with delicate flavors and aromas.
The estate's particular elevation is also responsible for a unique, almost unusual set of climatic conditions, combining high daily thermal amplitude with greatly varying exposures for each of the blocks.
This doesn't make for an easy growing environment for the vines as well as for the growers. As you can see, this terroir comprises steep slopes, irregular inclines, and abundant rocks, not the smooth, almost shiny Châteauneuf-du-Pape type river stones, but very angular ones carved by deep winter freeze. Only through hard labor and perseverance can the vintner hope that it will yield its treasures.
Since 1997, Xavier and his team have not let up. They were able to save many of the original Grenache and Syrah vines, which have flourished. To those, they added Mourvèdre, Marsanne, Viognier, Pink Clairette, and Petit Monson, with more to come. This diversity is central to Team Chene Bleu's determination to marry the best of Old World tradition with New World advances. Harvest starts later at Chene Bleu because of the elevation and rarely before October.
This is a critical moment. The whole team has an opportunity to assess the end result of a year's work, the qualitative and cumulative impact of improvements made to the viticultural process. If we've done everything right and have enjoyed good weather conditions, perhaps, once again, this harvest will be worth putting into the bottle.
Harvesting by hand also offers an opportunity every year to share the experience with vintner friends from around the world.
What I'm coming to do is to, at every stage, to show maybe how we would do it and show that it might be different or maybe it's exactly the same. So, I mean, I'm taking notes also. And I think this domaine is special because they're trying to make wines that are even better than the Appellation. They're trying to make wines that are the best that this domaine can make, not just the best that the Appellation will allow them to make. So they're doing something that's very, almost new world. They're doing something very aggressive that is very exciting. And that's particularly what I'm interested in being here for.
Xavier, with the help of Jean-Louis, undertook the building of a brand new winery. The objective was to marry the best of biodynamically friendly with cutting-edge quality processes available to the Grand Cru, such as triple triage on vibrating tables, gravity-based vinification, and small harvest boxes to protect individual clusters. Concrete walls were reinforced with natural fibers instead of steel rods to avoid Faraday cage effects that can oxidize the grapes.
We felt it was absolutely necessary to build the winery on many levels to ensure a smooth, gravity-driven process. The juice drips down gently and naturally. This not only helps avoid unnecessary disturbances caused by pumping during the fermentation or aging process, it also helps preserve the freshness of aromas all the way to the bottle and into the glass.
From the very start, we opted for an intensely qualitative approach, often to the detriment of convenience and cost savings. We invested in small fermentation tanks, which are more expensive to buy and manage than larger ones, but are well suited to the mini blocks in the vineyard. The many small tanks enable us to tailor-make the winemaking to each block's profile. Depending on the varietal, we use either oak or refrigerated steel tanks designed to the latest technological standards. The Chene Bleu project first stemmed from a feeling of responsibility for this unique terroir. Having been blessed with the opportunity to care for it, over time, it became a passion, which I have been fortunate enough to share with my family and all the members of our team, as well as the many people who have offered us their help. We realize it is the project of a lifetime, and ultimately, we all seek to bring out the best wine that this land can nurture. As our motto says, non mihi, non tibi sed nobis. Not mine, not yours, but ours. We hope to share this passion with each bottle.